All right. Begin the stream now. How are we doing, everybody? Everybody doing all right today? We're just gonna have a nice kind of like talking dinosaurs sort of day. So we'll just kind of like wait a little bit and wait for everybody to start loading up, start getting everybody in the chat, figure out my fan situation. It's hot today. It is a hot day today, and that makes me quite upset. Uh yeah, we're getting everybody in right now. How's it going, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're gonna talk some dinosaurs today. We're gonna, stay on that topic. Should probably we'll switch this right here, get this all set up. There we go. Sweet. Awesome. I was first to like. Oh, thank you for liking. Do I like Titan? I didn't know much about Titan. Obviously, it had an appearance in Walking with Dinosaurs, and that encouraged me to look more into it. It's a pretty cool dinosaur. I'm always a fan of brachiosaurids, and Titan's a pretty cool one. I like European Jurassic dinosaurs. How's it rocking? It's rocking good. It's rocking good. It's a hot day today, which isn't really relevant, but it's true. Did you hear about the new armored dinosaur found in China? I saw the article. I haven't had the chance to read it yet, unfortunately. Can you play the Minecraft Bedrock add-on from Honeyfrost? I don't even know if I know of that one, but I'm sure that I could. Let me like pull up the old Google. I'll check it out. Get those over there. There we go. I'm sure I could. It'd be pretty cool. Who wins, Tarbosaurus or versus Giganotosaurus? I give it to whoever is heaviest, so I'd say Giganotosaurus. I'm not a big dinosaur fighting dude. What's your opinion on prior extinction's most current dinosaur, Carcharodontosaurus? I didn't even know that they added Carcharodontosaurus. I'll probably I'll give you my live opinion. I think I'll go ahead and I'll pull up Roblox and we'll check it out because I didn't even know that they had added Carcharodontosaurus. What do I know about Herrerasaurus? Herrerasaurus, one thing I could tell you for sure is that it is an early dinosaur, and that ultimately kind of leads to a lot of problems when it comes to classification, because earlier dinosaurs, they all have a lot of anatomical traits that are very similar to other animals that are not even dinosaurs at all. So Herrerasaurus had gone through a lot of classification issues over its many years. It's probably picking up the audio in OBS, isn't it? Yeah, you guys are probably hearing that audio. So yeah, I went through a lot of classification issues. There was a chance that it could have been a basal sauropodomorph. There was a chance it could have been a basal theropod. Nowadays, we found more skeletal material, and it seems to be likely. It seems like it was likely a basal saurischian. So yeah, it's a cool little dinosaur. Is Herrerasaurus not a theropod? Not specifically. It was like a saurischian that I believe predates the branch of theropods. I believe, per my last knowledge. Do I think that Aquilops is a juvenile microstratus? Nah, I don't think so. It seems like Aquilops is pretty distinct overall. Right, let's check out this Carcharodontosaurus. Let me pull up OBS real quick and do that. We'll open up the correct display. So yeah, apparently prior extinction just recently added a Carcharodontosaurus. So we'll go ahead and check it out real quick and just talk about it. I didn't know that, but it was in the logo, so that is a true statement. Let's see. Did I miss it? I did, because I'm dumb. Okay, well, there it is. It's very tiny. It's undersized, of course. It's a hatchling. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Hold on a second. I gotta minimize that real quick. There we go. But yeah, here it is. This is the new Carcharodontosaurus. This is the elder, and it looks really good. I have said it a lot before, but the prior extinction, it has very good very good models. Like the dinosaur models are really top notch. And this Dinosaurus, this is a pretty top notch model. If you ask me, we'll take a look at it out here. Who wins, General Grievous or Spinosaurus? Probably Grievous ultimately. Oh, that is very nice. Yeah, that's very nice. That is very good. I don't think V-Sync's turned on, so it might be a little bit choppy, but this is pretty nice. Yeah, it's got the proper Carcharodontosaurus head shape. It's got a lot of bulk to it too, and I love when they put a lot of bulk on these larger Carcharodontosaurids, as the relatively short arms. No, it's a very nice model. I like it. Once again, they did a really good job. Wow, and the animations are very cool too. And it has lips. Always a plus. Does it have concavenator? You know what? I don't know if it does. Let me check. I don't think that was the proper way to leave, but we're gonna try to get in. Still up, Dino Guy. My bad if you've mentioned this already, but with the new Loki Ceratops in Jurassic World Evolution 3 being very accurate, would you prefer if the other dinosaurs have a stylized design or a more accurate design? That is a good question. That's something I've been talking with my buddies about for the last couple of days because it does raise a lot of questions. Obviously, Jurassic Park to its core is not accurate. It was accurate for the time, but by today's standards, it's not nearly as accurate. But I've never had a problem with it personally. Like they've added a lot of accurate designs in the past. Like the Utah Raptor is pretty close. The Utah, excuse me, the Utyrannus is pretty close. Dinochirus was pretty close. Sinosauropteryx, that was pretty close. So it's never really bugged me in the past. Mostly with my mindset is like I see that and I get excited. And also the way that I look at it is it kind of feels like Frontier is applying the same method that the original filmmakers applied when they were making the first film. That's what it kind of feels like. Uh the modern films, they don't apply it nearly as frequently, but the older films, that's exactly what they were doing, is they were trying to create something that was a little bit more accurate. And here's Concavenator, by the way, for the person who asked. And there's a juvenile. This is the adult, and it looks nice. It looks good. It looks just like a Concavenator. I just watched Pacific Rim, and they said the dinosaurs have two brains. Yeah, that frustrates me. That is something that we've known. Like, we know that they don't have two brains. We've known that for literal decades, and yet there are still sources out there that try to say it, and they present it as fact. It's frustrating. It really is frustrating because, yeah, obviously dinosaurs, they did not have two brains, and that myth I can't speak. That myth mostly stems from Stegosaurus specifically, because Stegosaurus did have a very small brain in its noggin. It also had a large opening towards the hips. And it was believed that that was a second brain that would offer some different functionality for the animal. We now know that extra opening was like a glycogen body for like extra nutrients for the nervous system, and was not actually a whatchamacallit, a second brain case. We've known that for a long time, but there's still some places that still like try to present it as fact. And when you realistically, you didn't have to say, all they had to do in the movie, all they had to say was, uh, instead of saying like dinosaurs, they could have just said, "Oh, these guys, they have two brains." They didn't have to say like dinosaurs. I know that there's a lot of people who understand that movies are not real and that there's like a certain level of fiction to them, but not everybody does that. There are some people who will watch things like that and they'll take information from it and then they'll pass it off as a fun fact. Do you know any sources where I can learn more about Herrerasaurus? I mean, you could go to Wikipedia. Wikipedia does have all of the last I checked, Wikipedia has all of the papers talking about Herrerasaurus, at least most of the relevant papers. So you can check out there and just kind of like scroll to the bottom and you should be able to find it. Stop spamming things, people. Yeah, please don't spam things. That is a big thing. Did you see my drawing of Loki Ceratops in the Discord server? I have not seen that, and I should check it out. I try to hop on the Discord server as much as I can, but I've made myself very busy. These colors are very interesting too. I was kind of like looking at this one. Look at these. Look at the. I wish I could rotate it. Can I? And I'm just dumb. That's a huge possibility. But they're cool colors. I don't have it unlocked because apparently this skin is unlocked by participating in an event. I got access to all of the creatures in the game because I'm a creator. Whoa! Is that Dinoceratops? What is that? Hold on. Why does its head look so weird? Was that you, Dinoceratops? Let me check. What were you? No, you were not. Protoceratops wasn't that. Oranosaurus is in the game. I didn't know that. Dacentrurus is in the game. That's cool. You know, Miragaia might be synonymous with this fella right here. Oh, here it is. What is this? I've never heard of it. It's an Amphiceratops. I've never heard of an What? Is that actually what it looks like? Hold on a second. Let me pull up old Dr. Google and we'll find out. I need to see some fossils. It only pulls up prior extinction. Amphiceratops. I don't think Amphiceratops is a real dinosaur. It might be fictional because I type in Amphiceratops and it only brings up prior extinction. That's interesting. Is there any chances Spinosaurus had some type of feathers? There is a chance that they did. There's a chance that practically all dinosaurs had some form of feathering, some way or shape or form, and that's operating under phylogenetics because a lot of dinosaurs, they evolved from animals that did have feathers, like mostly dinosaurs that had feathers, some early dinosaurs, or at least it's likely the early dinosaurs did. A lot of people are in agreement that there's like basal dinosaurs might have had feathers like Coelophysis and whatnot. But obviously we don't have any evidence for feathers on Spinosaurus, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were present. It wouldn't be like full feathering, it would just be like sparse feathers, kind of like how T-Rex likely had sparse feathers as well. Spinosaurids only quills. See, we don't have evidence for quills either, but feathers are also likely on Spinosaurids. I think Spinosaurus may have had whisker-like feathers, if anything. Yeah, possibly. Possibly. Do you like dinosaur analog horror? Yeah, I watch some of them here and there. I think that they're a lot of fun. I certainly have a lot of fun with them. Have you seen my picture of an Allosaurus made? It's only on my channel where my posts are, and if you haven't, could you talk about it, please? But you don't have to, and ignore the misspell if I spelled it wrong. I don't believe I have seen it. Didn't we discover Ceratops had some feathers? No. We have quill-like structures on Psittacosaurus, which is a smaller ceratopsian. Triceratops specifically, some experts, you see these like bumps right here on this Triceratops? Those are called feature scales. A lot of people call them nipple scales because they kind of look like nipples. Some researchers believed that those were like attachment points for quills. However, they don't have the proper structure for quills. So it's still up in the air on whether or not Triceratops and other larger ceratopsians even had something like that. In fact, if they did, they would grow in between the scales instead of being, growing on these right here. So those likely weren't quill points. Have I seen the new Walking with Dinosaurs? Sobek is my favorite dinosaur. What's yours? Mine is Sobek too. And yes, I have seen it. And Sobek's episode was definitely my favorite. I have some issues with it, but overall, it was a great watch. Would you rather have dinosaurs have osteoderms or feathers? Oh, feathers. So for most dinosaurs, feathers are probably way more likely than osteoderms. Osteoderms, it's a little bit more easy for osteoderms to preserve because they're literally made out of bones. So if like the rest of the animal's bones have preserved, there's a better chance that the osteoderms have preserved. Whereas with feathers, it's a little bit more difficult for feathers to preserve because they, they're soft tissue and they decay a lot quicker than the rest of the animal skeleton. So they need to get buried a lot quicker. They need to be preserved in the right ideal conditions to even show up. So there could be a lot of dinosaurs out there that could have had feathers. We just don't have the evidence for it. So I'd say that it's a lot more likely for that, whereas with osteoderms, it's a little bit easier for those to preserve, and we don't find evidence for osteoderms in a lot of different dinosaurs, like Triceratops. We found lots of Triceratops skeletons, no osteoderms with them, so Yeah, basically, in the even, like, the Jurassic World I mean, well, in Jurassic World Evolution 2, it looks like they have osteoderms, which yeah, that's incorrect. What server am I on? I don't know, I just clicked the join random server. I don't know which one it's on. I never actually, like, go to a specific server. Have I seen the designs of the ostriches from Jumanji 3? It looks nothing like the real animal. Really? I gotta see that. Let's see it. Ooh. Whoa. Whoa. I gotta pull it up for you guys. I forgot it wasn't here. Let me move this over here, and then I'm gonna move the screen. Look at this. I haven't seen Jumanji 3. I saw the first one. Wow, that's kind of cool, really. It's kind of like giving off ornithomimid, or sorry, oviraptorid or oviraptorosaur vibes. Even though most oviraptorosaurs didn't really have a crest. I mean, Corythoraptor did. This kind of reminds me of Corythoraptor. That's kind of cool. That's an interesting stylized design. Of course, it's a video game world, so that's probably one of the biggest reasons why they decided to design it like that. That's kind of cool. I like that. It really does kind of remind me of an oviraptorosaur. I like that. That is quite cool. I think that that's a good idea for them to do. Looks like an oviraptorid. Yeah, yeah, I absolutely agree. They use their heads as axes in the movie. Oh, really? Well, they look like they would have more so the structure of a display structure. That's interesting. Maybe I should watch the movie. I mean, the first one was fine. Well, the first one with Dwayne Johnson in it. Obviously, I saw the Robin Williams one. That one was, it was, I remember liking it when I was younger. And the one with Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart, the first one, it was fine. I just didn't watch the sequels. I should probably watch them. Looks like a cassowary. It does. Yeah, it's like a mixture of two different rat types, basically. That is so interesting. The CGI looks pretty good, though. Yeah, I think that's my justification to watch it. So I need to watch the second one and the third one. What's my favorite prior extinction model? I don't know. I haven't looked at enough of them. I'm thinking of like making a full video, just kind of like talking about them all. But like, there's way more. Look how small that is. There's way more than I thought beforehand. So I'm not too sure if I'm gonna want to do that. The Jumanji trilogy was good for me. Was it? That's good. That's good. The many interpretations of the ostrich coming soon. I feel like there's probably a good amount of ostriches that I can take a look at in media, like some stylized ones, that were made in like for cartoons and whatnot. I feel like there's a good amount you can do. Well, yeah, Monosaurus looks good in this game. Have I read the Dinotopia books? No, I have not read them myself. I've seen a lot of the art, obviously, because the art by James Gurney is amazing, but I've never actually read the books myself, unfortunately. I just haven't. There's a lot of things I haven't had the chance to do quite yet, and that's one of them. Dinosaurs, yes or no? Yes. What are your thoughts on the Titanosaur display structures in Jurassic World Rebirth? They're fine. I mean, it's not my favorite thing in the world. It's not my favorite take on a sauropod. It's a fine. It's fine. It's a fine addition. Do I have a Lego Spinosaurus yet? Yes, I do. It's somewhere around here. I did make a little YouTube short about it, so you could probably try to find that. And it's pretty good. I like it. It's pretty cool. I don't like the rest of the set. In fact, I still haven't even built the rest of the set, but it's pretty good. I need the many interpretations of Megalosaurus. Just want to see the mama himself. I don't know who you're referring to, but yeah, that should be coming soon, I think. I think that's one of the options, isn't it? On the poll, I'm pretty sure. My family never believes in dinosaurs. Wow, that's crazy. That's got to be fun. I'm kind of like getting into looking at these things. Spinosaurus in this game looks pretty good too. Like, look at that. It's pretty cool. It's pretty accurate. What does a Suchomimus look like? Ooh, nice. I want to see some of the skins on this one. Sweet. These are pretty cool. Retro. That's cool. That's cool. I thought Albertosaurus won the poll. It did. That's for this week. The Albertosaurus video. It should be going up this Saturday. And by should be, I mean it will be going up this Saturday. I have it scheduled for the Saturday. I missed it last week because it's just been really busy with the release of Rebirth. I just had a lot of dinosaur-related things to cover, so I didn't have like the chance. I didn't have time to work on the Albertosaurus video. So you know, I sent it on over. Or I delayed it. Keep getting distracted. Do you think that ornithopods may have had some sort of feathering? I know that there was one type that did, I think, if I remember correctly. Or at least an ornithischian. I don't know if it was an ornithopod specifically, but yeah, I think there's a good chance of it. Gotta check something real quick. Hold on. Got a message. Okay, there we go. All right. Could dinosaurs crossbreed like like tigers and lions can? Most likely. You know, the fact that it's something that happens in nature today, even though it is rare because those circumstances are pretty rare in and of themselves, it could potentially happen. Do you think that Teratophonius gets into Jurassic World Evolution 3? That would be pretty cool. That'd be one of those lesser known tyrannosaurs. Tyrannosaurid specifically. But yeah, it'd be cool. Sobek's death is so sad. It is sad. I was quite sad about that. I mean, one of their ancestors, Calindodromius is what I was thinking of. Is a basal ornithopod, had proto feathers, so it's possible. Yeah, exactly. And as you know, phylogenetically, by that point, there is a better chance that they had feathers than if they were featherless. Same logic applies to dinosaurs like T-Rex. There's some good designs here. What does basal mean? It just means like an early example. Take, for example, let me set up OBS real quick to make it easier for you to see. But this is a good example of basal right here. This right here is Lufengosaurus. It is what is known as a basal sauropodomorph, which means that it's like an early sauropod amorph compared to something like this. This would be a lot more derived. Brachiosaurus would be, whereas Lufengosaurus, it's a lot more basal. Because it's an earlier member, it was bipedal. Its forearms were, of course, up off the ground, and they had like these hands rather than just like solid feet. But they do still have some traits that make them sauropodomorphs, like the longer neck and the relatively small head. But it's known as a basal sauropodomorph rather than being a full-on sauropod, which, yeah, these guys are full-on sauropods. That's basically what basal means. Have I changed my opinion on beans yet? No, not yet. I haven't had the chance to try them yet. I mean, my wife's still not happy about it. And my daughter, too. My daughter likes beans. She's a bean girl. We need more dinosaur movies like Disney's Dinosaur. I agree. We need more dinosaur movies in general. What is my state dinosaur? Well, a lot of states don't even have state dinosaurs. Fortunately, mine does. That would be the Stegosaurus. Who can guess what state that is by my state fossil? Leave it down in the comments below. You kind of saw my real name? Hey, there's a lot of people who probably know my real name. Nigel said my real name in the interview with him. Colorado, correct. Spinosaurus 99. You correctly guessed Colorado as the state that has the state fossil of Stegosaurus. You don't win anything but a firm handshake. How long do you think dinosaurs actually lived? Are we talking about like the grand dinosaurs in general, or are we talking about like specific species? Because it would vary from species to species. Like some species, like sauropods, are thought to have been able to live up to like 80 plus years, while other species, like T-Rex, we don't really have any evidence that lived past 30. But dinosaurs, they lived on Earth for like around 200 plus million years. My real name is Dino Paleo Guy. True. Isn't it crazy how each year we get new looking dinosaurs since we didn't know what they look like? I feel like depictions have been very consistent recently because we actually have like a good baseline in terms of like skeletal anatomy, like the way that muscles and fat are placed onto reptiles. Like we have a good understanding. So it's like in terms of like their basic look, we know what they look like. It's just other things like colors and whether or not some of them had feathers and whatnot that we're not too sure about. And that's because those things don't fossilize nearly as well. But in terms of like their whole skeletal structure, like take this Utah raptor, for example, because we have a pretty decent amount of Utah raptor fossils that speak for the genus. Let's check. This is pretty much what Utah raptor looked like. And obviously through phylogenetics, we know that dromaeosaurs had feathers. And so this feather coverage is probably pretty spot on. You know, you have this huge, bulky dromaeosaur. So it's a pretty good depiction of Utah raptor. Borealopelta being the most complete dinosaur? Yes, and that is a good example right there. Borealopelta certainly does look like a little notosaurid that, you know, just went to sleep. What's my opinion on nothosaurs? Oh, nothosaurs are cool. They're very terrifying looking. Like they were these semi-aquatic animals that have these huge needle-like interlocking teeth. And I feel like they'd be very terrifying to come across in the very real world. I'll go ahead and like walk around as Yangchuanosaurus. I never play this game. Why did Sobek die? Well, because they found some fossils of a Spinosaur that died as a young adult. So they were trying to tell a story through the fossils, basically. I got no sound, but we're doing it. We're playing as a Yangchuanosaurus. Oh my gosh, other players. Animations are really solid, though. Oh, look at that. Look at the Quetzalcoatlus, I believe is what that is, running around. There's an Ostroraptor over there. Got a sauropod over here. Very nice designs in here. Hey, Ankin, thank you for becoming a channel member at the Pachyrhinosaurus, which I think is my only level. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You'll gain access to videos early and stuff like that. Thank you so much. How likely is it that Spinosaurus had sparse feathers? So I was just talking about that a little bit. We don't have evidence for it, but it's I'd say it's decently likely. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the case, if Spinosaurus had feathers, given what we know about phylogenetics and theropods in general. I wouldn't be surprised if most, if not all, dinosaurs had some type of feathering, just like how most, if not all, mammals today have some type of hair, even like the sparse hair that elephants have, you know? I think theropods probably had feathered ancestors. There's a good chance of that, honestly. Like, there's a pretty decent chance that that's the case. How am I doing? I am doing good. I am doing very good. Were feathers possible on sauropods? Yeah, I'd say that they were possible. We don't really have any evidence for it, for my knowledge, any sauropods, but they were a possibility. Do you know Abiosaurus? I do not know Abiosaurus. At least I don't think I do. What was my favorite dinosaur toy growing up? Oh, I had a lot of Imaginext dinosaur toys, and a lot of those were probably my favorite. There was a Spinosaurus one that it was huge and long, and you pressed a button and it would move around and do some roaring and stuff like that. But you know, that's That's just the long and short of it. I like that one. Not all theropods have feathers. How do you know? That's the thing. That's the problem when it comes with identifying which dinosaurs did not have feathers, because beforehand, before feathers were ever discovered, we didn't think any dinosaurs had feathers. But now we know that at least some of them did. But the problem is that feathering is it's very difficult for feathers to preserve in the fossil record. And so we can't rule out certain dinosaurs of having feathers just because we haven't found feathers. Because again, you need ideal conditions for feathers to preserve. Fossilization in general is already a very rare process. You need the perfect conditions to become a fossil. You need to die near sediment, and then you need to get buried quickly with that sediment before you're scavenged or before your bones start to break down. So already it's difficult to fossilize. And in terms of like feathers actually getting preserved, well, you need even more ideal conditions. The best conditions would have to be a volcanic eruption, which is why we find so many feathers in the Yixian Formation, because there was a lot of volcanic activity there. So that's mostly just like a preservation bias. That doesn't mean that feathered dinosaurs only existed in the Yixian Formation. It just means that that area was a little bit more susceptible to feathers being preserved. We can't say with certainty that not all theropods had feathers. In fact, all we can really do is look at phylogenetics, and as far as we know with phylogenetics, there is a good chance that most, if not all theropods, had some type of feathering. And that can also expand to other dinosaurs because, again, we just don't have the proper conditions to say for sure. That's just the biggest thing right there when it comes to the preservation of feathers. There's a reason why so many researchers go off of phylogenetics nowadays, especially now that, birds being considered dinosaurs, for example, that's all based on phylogenetics. And a lot of not to mention, most dinosaurs they're also incredibly fragmentary from the get-go. Like, they're known from a few fossils. What you have to do is you have to look at like other types of dinosaurs that are related to them, and then you would be able to fill in the gaps with those. That is the same line of thinking as feathering. A lot of your favorite dinosaurs are probably only known from two fossils. Only like two fossils. And the reason why you have pictures of it is because it's based off of other dinosaurs that it's closely related to. So I'm not a fan of the whole dismissing feathers and other possible things just because we haven't found evidence for it. Evidence for something like that is tricky. So when you can't find active evidence for it, you need to go through other methods like phylogenetic bracketing. Like, that's exactly what we do with dromaeosaurs, the raptor dinosaurs. Most dromaeosaurs have not been found with feathers, but they're all portrayed with feathers because enough species have been found with feathers. That's called phylogenetic bracketing. You look at their close relatives and you can apply feathers to them if you don't have the gaps filled. All right, I'm gonna stop ranting now. That's my take on dinosaur feathers. What are your thoughts on Cruacula? Oh, it's a cool little dinosaur. It made an appearance in a prehistoric planet too, which is pretty cool. It's like a little velociraptor relative. Spinosaurus probably looked like a swan. See, and that's like another thing. You can also go what's most likely. Take, for example, T-Rex. It probably had feathers, but it probably wasn't like full pigeon-like feathering because the animal would overheat. We know that because T-Rex was big, and big animals have issues overheating, especially when they lived in a warm environment, which T-Rex did live in a warm environment. Same can be said for Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus did live in a warm environment, and it likely wouldn't have had full feathering either. That's why I say that sparse hair-like feathers are the most likely. The Ankin, thank you for the super. I appreciate it. And I've been fossil hunting for 2 years. Thank you. Oh yeah, fossil hunting is always a lot of fun too. I do a lot of that myself. I said in Lakota's live yesterday that you would be live today. Nice. I'm trying to get a good schedule going. There's another Yangchuanosaurus right here. Num. Do you think that some dinosaurs had little bumps on their skin and not osteoderms? Some of them did. Some of them did indeed. There's like some ceratopsians did have feature scales, for example, where there's like rough, like large skin every once in a while. And others like Carnotaurus, for example, or other Abelisaurids, they had feature scales as well. So yeah, there's a few of them that you're probably watching the live, aren't you? I just realized you like ran up to me as a Yangchuanosaurus. You're probably watching the live. Yangchuanosaurus is the coolest dinosaur. Yeah, it is. It's a very cool dinosaur, actually. It's like probably one of my favorites. Oh, I am? Oh, Guinea. So you're the Yangchuanosaurus. Well, hello there. Hello there. How are we doing? T-Rex is more related to Asian dinosaurs like Tarbosaurus and Juchang tyrannus than American ones like Daspletosaurus. I think so. Which the timeline for that is still a little bit messy. We know that Tyrannosaurus came over from Asia. Well, it is. Actually, no. What am I talking about? You're right about that little section. But Daspletosaurus would have also, it would be able to trace its lineage back to Asia as well. Smallest Carcharodontosaurus versus biggest Abelosaurid. Who wins? Be the biggest Abelosaurid because we have Pycnonemosaurus as currently the largest Abelosaurid. And I don't think it is Concavenator, but one of the smallest Concavenators is, or one of the smallest Carcharodontosaurids is Concavenator. And there's a huge weight difference there. So, yeah, that's probably... Hello. I'm not used to running around on here, too. Look at all those sauropods. 2 questions. What even is Imperabator? Is it actually related to Ostroraptor? Is it even a Dromaeosaur? What is Monolophosaurus doing? It might be a Spinosauroid now. So, Imperabator is tough because we don't really know. It could be pretty... It seems like it might be closely related to Ostroraptor in that specific lineage of Dromaeosaur. But we just don't know. Like, I was doing some research with Lakota in biology like a few weeks ago about Imperabator specifically. Some researchers are in agreement that Imperabator is a Dromaeosaur, which is interesting because it doesn't have the sickle claw, but there's a good chance that it's not. It's just up in the air right now. What dinosaur am I most wanting for Jurassic World Evolution 3? Good question. What dinosaur would I most want? Most of the dinosaurs that I'd want are already in the game. I'd want some non-dinosaurs. I would like to have, I don't know, probably like some Permian creatures, some Paleozoic creatures like Inostransavia, or really any Gorgonopsid. Or, of course, you know, croc relatives would be cool too. I want Lissovicia in Jurassic World Evolution 3. That's a good one, too. I love Lissovicia. Lissovicia would be a great choice to put into the game. No. Have I been to Poland? I have not, unfortunately. Dino, will you play Mesozoico on Roblox? I don't think I've ever heard of Mesozoico. Did you notice the Lost World Pteranodon in Jurassic World Rebirth? Yeah, it was like tiny. It was weird. I'm still trying to like wrap my head around that. We need Anomalocaris or Omnidens. Yeah, we do need some aquatic, like kind of creatures like that. Cambrian creatures. Something that's not nearly as huge, you know? I don't know where you'd put it specifically, but I also really want like Cenozoic creatures. Like that's something I've wanted in Evolution 2 forever. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing on here. This is like, everybody's just kind of running around. I don't even think I can actually fight anybody right now. I think that's a Rex. What actually is Monolophosaurus? Its name makes it sound like it's a Dilophosaurid, but I've seen things saying it might be related to Spinosaurids, maybe even in Spinosauridae. It's not in Spinosauridae, but its specific family has been like placed adjacent to it. So it's like related. I don't know specifically what it is, but it is decently closely related, unless that's changed since the last time I checked. I'm actually not too sure about that. Do you think that an Allosaurus pack would take on sauropods of its time? I don't know if there was really any like coordinated pack hunting like you would see in modern day wolves and lions and things like that, mob mentality seems a lot more likely because more reptiles do seem to do that nowadays. So like a lot of allosaurs would come together to take down a single target. In fact, we saw that in the Ballad of Big Al, where it was like a lot of allosaurs just came together to gang up on the large, sick Diplodocus. That's way more likely than actual pack behavior. Because like with mob mentality, they all like work together loosely to try to take down a large target, and then after that, it's every allosaur for themselves. Komodo dragons do the same thing today. What's your opinion on Lokiceratops from Jurassic World Evolution, and what's your second favorite animal? Second favorite animal. So I love the Lokiceratops. Lokiceratops, I think, is really like it looks beautiful. Really, I love the way that it looks. It looks incredibly accurate, and they got like everything that they needed to get about Lokiceratops. The shape of its skull is pretty much spot on. It has the asymmetry in its frill, which is awesome. It just looks beautiful. My second favorite animal, I don't know because I've never actually like made a list. I assume you're talking about extant animals. I've never specifically made a list, but like my first would probably be Komodo dragons because I think the Komodo dragons are cool. But I also really like elephants and giraffes, so we might say giraffes. Again, I'm not gonna be able to like. I'm not gonna be able to like talk and walk around at the same time. I wasn't planning on playing the game today. What is your Spinosaurid except for Spinosaurus? So my favorite Spinosaurid is probably Irritator. I like Irritator. What is the museum that you want to visit the most and your favorite that you have visited? My favorite is currently the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. The one I want to visit, and we're probably going to visit next year with my wife, is the Field Museum in Chicago. I'd love to visit that one. At least that's close to the top of my list. I would also really like to go to La Brea. But those are on the list, so I should do that eventually, and I'll probably, like make content whenever that does happen. Your country dinosaur is Karkar dinosaur. That's awesome. Will you play Prehistoria? Maybe, perhaps. Have I ever been to Drumheller Museum in Canada? Unfortunately, I have not been to Canada, but that's also on my list. If I showed you my list of museums that I want to go to or other dinosaur-related things, it'd be a pretty extensive list. I've been to the Chicago Field Museum. It was amazing. Yeah, it looks awesome. Yeah, my wife and I were planning to go next year, so that should be, I should be able to do that eventually. What do I think about the juvenile Ceratosaurus being sold at auction? I don't know. Where are we on that? Who bought that? Do we know who bought that? Because it'd be really unfortunate if it was bought by someone who won't allow it to be studied. Because juvenile dinosaurs in general are, very, very, very rare and very hard to come by. So hopefully it ended up in the correct hands. I've watched a lot of Prehistoric Planet, and I loved it. I'm looking forward to the new Walking with Dinosaurs. The new Walking with Dinosaurs is pretty good. Definitely, it's not... It's good. I do recommend it. There's a lot of really good things about it. Do you think that the land crocodiles hadn't died out yet? They'd have become our retro dinosaurs? That's tough to say. I'm not good at speculative biology, or evolution rather, so I'm not too sure. What was the name of the Stegosaurus specimen that got saved from auction? Oh, that was Apex. Apex, and that one's still being studied as far as I know. One of the most complete Stegosaurs that we've seen. So it's probably going to be pretty cool. Or it's probably gonna offer a lot of insight about it. Have you played Ecos La Brea on Roblox? Yes, I actually had a whole series on that. I played as every single creature in the game. TZ, you're on my YouTube channel. Is there any evidence of dinosaurs hunting in packs? Overwhelmingly, not really. Most dinosaurs likely didn't hunt in packs, and the media likes to portray it like it was like a common thing. Really, the best evidence we have for it would come in the form of Albertosaurus, as several individuals of different ages have been found together with like no other animals present there. So it's possible that they all lived and died together. Still shaky, but it's possible. What's your personal opinion on Archelon? Oh, I love Archelon. It's a giant turtle. Its carapace would have looked very similar to the modern day leatherback turtle. It's a cool fella, and it's huge, about the size of like a small car, and that's no joke. Have I played the Operation Genesis remake on Roblox? No, and you guys are like introducing all kinds of new things that I didn't know even existed. Let me go and check it out real quick. I don't go on Roblox too much, so I don't know what's realistically here. I don't even know how to search. How do I search? Oh, it's where it says search. Jurassic Genesis. I think I tried Jurassic Genesis. I didn't run too well. Operation Genesis. This must be it, right? Is there a dinosaur that almost dethroned Spinosaurus as your favorite? Not really. Spinosaurus has pretty much been my favorite since since I was 4. I don't think I've ever really shifted. I have a lot of favorite dinosaurs in general, but I don't know. What does dubious mean? Dubious basically kind of means that it's like kind of fallen out of favor, as in it's kind of shaky in terms of its validity. Like Troodon was dubious for a while. It might not be anymore, but for a while it was. So it wasn't really considered like a valid species or genus rather. Do you prefer Allosaurus or Yangchuanosaurus? In terms of like facial structures, I definitely prefer Yangchuanosaurus. I think it's a very interesting theropod. Do you know what the art project Prehistorica is? No, I do not. I've never heard of that one either. Have I watched Speckles the Tarbosaurus? Yes, I have watched that one. It was an interesting watch. Coelophysis and Eoraptor are so different. Yeah, a lot of ways they are, but a lot of ways they're very similar. What's interesting is that Eoraptor is actually a basal sauropod. Let me get caught up real quick. What do you think about dromaeosaurs having beak-like material on their face? Beak-like material? Like, kind of like a little bit of a keratinous covering? I don't know if we really have evidence for that, but it's an interesting thought. How many dinosaurs do you know? 150? Too many to count? Yeah, I don't know. I never kept track. I do know a lot, but even at that, there's still a lot that I don't know. There's like we're probably closer to like 1,200 identified species of dinosaurs, and that's not even including the 10,000 species of dinosaurs that still live today. So with many more species still yet to be discovered. So I do know a lot, relatively speaking, but all in all, there's a lot I don't know. Okay, I should probably try this out instead of staring at the screen. Play. Corporation, creatures. Observe creatures in their natural way of living. The corporation is designated to serve the interest of Operation Genesis. Allosaurus, huh? Oh, Dodo. I love when people have Dodo. Oh, Alamosaurus. Deinosuchus, Giganotosaurus, Quetzalcoatlus, Iguanodon, Pteranodon, Carnotaurus, Stegosaurus, Sarcosuchus, Utahraptor, Ankylosaurus, Pliosaurus, T-Rex, Dunkleosteus, Therizinosaurus is spelled incorrectly, Spinosaurus, Triceratops, Ceratosaur, not Ceratosaurus, Ichthyosaur, not Ichthyosaurus, Gallimimus, Ammonidia, and Allosaur. It's just called, oh, I just realized most of them are just, why are some of them called Saurus, but some of them are just called Saur? I don't know, that's weird. Anyway, let's check it out. Oh, I play as it. Oh. Oh. What do I do? What do I do? What is my favorite dromaeosaur? Oh, my favorite dromaeosaur is Austroraptor. They're very interesting because they got these long, thin snouts and these teeth that are a lot more like Spinosaurid teeth. There's actually a chance that Austroraptor might have been a piscivorous animal, which means they would eat fish. Which is cool. It's cool. It's an interesting idea. You see it portrayed like that in prehistoric Planet 2. There's Quetzalcoatlus running around. Can I jump? I can't jump, huh? You. Num. 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 Ah. Oh, I'm blinded, I think. In my left eye. I don't know what's going on. Quetzalcoatlus. Hello. What do I think of the different interpretations of Herrerasaurus? Most of them are pretty good. A lot of them have like the sort of blocky skull that Herrerasaurus had and the kind of slender build. So they're pretty decent. Prehistorica is an art project that's basically Jurassic World if you rent, if it went right, more or less. Oh, that sounds cool. I'm gonna have to check that out. Why do paleontologists lie and say Oviraptor steals eggs, knowing that it didn't? Oh, well, nowadays, I wouldn't say the paleontologists lie. Just back in the day, back when Oviraptor was first discovered, it was found on top of some eggs. And at the time, they looked like Protoceratops eggs. So it was believed that they were like you're trying to take eggs from Protoceratops, and it was just kind of like caught red-handed. It wasn't until decades later that they found out that it was in reality on top of its own eggs, and it was simply just trying to protect them, or they were just like in a brooding behavior. And it looks like I'm gonna die. That sucks. It was just in a brooding behavior, like how modern day birds do. And again, that happened decades later. Nowadays, we know that they were not egg thieves, you know? Oh. Nowadays, we know that they were not egg thieves. So the name Oviraptor does not really stick, but we're not going to really, I don't think we really changed that. But nowadays, it's just like the media that still depicts them like that. Like Jurassic World Dominion still had an Oviraptor stealing an egg, for example. Should Oviraptor be renamed since it's not an egg thief? I don't think they would rename it because that'd be kind of like the same context of like renaming all of Dinosauria simply because we know that dinosaurs are not lizards, and for the most part, Saurus, you know, translates to lizard. It can also translate to reptile, but you know, I don't think they would ever change it because that would just lead to some, you know, some issues in terms of like taxonomy and whatnot. Most of the time when they change a name, it's because that name had already been taken. I don't think they would change it just because we learned something new about it. Now this is an interesting game. Who do you think would win in a fight, Allosaurus or Spinosaurus? Spinosaurus, because Spinosaurus has weight. Did I get a haircut? Yes, I did. I got a haircut yesterday. That's because I've been getting back into running, and it's been very hot in Colorado recently. Like yesterday was like around 107 degrees Fahrenheit. So it was very freaking hot. And so yesterday I was like, you know what? I'm getting a haircut because I've been trying to run a little bit more, and it's been kind of miserable trying to run like that. And my hair wasn't really long enough to put into a ponytail or anything like that. So I just decided to change it. Do Spinosaurs live in Algeria? I don't think so. I'm not too sure. Crows or ravens? Ooh, I think I like ravens. There's more ravens around where I live, so I see them a little bit more frequently. Oh, is that a Spinosaurus? Can I see you, or am I going to drown again? I'm going to drown again. I'm calling it. Yep. Darn. It sucks. Oh, cruel world. Cruel and unjust world. Help me, Spinosaurus. Help me. Help me live. Help me see the light. Please. Both of you. Help. Blah. I should play Mesozoic. Is Mesozoic here on That's right. You were just talking. Someone was just talking about that. It was probably you. I'll try it out. Oh, Mesozoical? It has to be, right? That's like the only one that's just simply called. Yeah, I'll try it out. Since we're on a trying out spree right now. When I look from afar, your profile picture looks like a Dilophosaurus, even though it's a Spino. Yeah, I get that a lot. This game is moderately difficult. You are likely to die your first few times playing. Hey, you don't know how bad I am at games. I'm gonna die way more than my first few times. All right. Animals take quite a long time to grow. You will be losing large amounts of progress each time you die, or slash time when you die. Some of your deaths may feel unfair, or as if there was no way out of them. But as long as you take each one as a learning experience, you will survive easier on your next turn. Remember, your playthrough will come to an end at some point. Good luck. Okay. The Alamimus. We will. Oh, look at that. Maiasaura. Oh, Miragaia. Can I play as Miragaia? Yeah. Let's play as Miragaia. Ooh. Oh, this is nice. This is pretty nice. Very blocky, of course, but this. Okay. So, told me to expect to die, right? So that's what we're gonna do. Do you think people get their perception of animals from movies like the 100 men versus 1 gorilla debate? Yes, I do. I absolutely do. That 100 men versus 1 gorilla debate really showed me that a lot of people don't understand how gorillas work, what exactly gorillas are. That debate certainly got me frustrated. And I've told it to my live before, but I had someone threaten me with that debate. Like say that they wanted to go and fight me. And I was like, great, you're blocked. Do you have any Beasts of the Mesozoic figures in your collection? Yes, I do. You can actually see the T-Rex up there with the juvenile T-Rex and the Pachyrhinosaurus and the Dilophosaurus. And I have a few more, like I have Dryptosaurus somewhere and a Protoceratops and a Velociraptor. I love Beasts of the Mesozoic. I think it's such a cool line. Okay, how do I hit? And can I eat? How do I eat stuff? I should probably press Tab or M. Miragaia, 0%. How slow is it going to be for me to grow? I think I'd be at least 1%. It's like the Isle. It just takes forever. I made it on the other side of the river. Have you heard of the newest dinosaur that was described today? I think it's Tongninglong. It's one of the largest Momentosaurids. I have not seen it. No. I should probably try that. You should try Era of Terror. Yeah, if we have time, I can definitely check that out since we're... Yeah, I assume it's a Roblox game since we're talking about, like, Roblox games. E to eat? Yeah, I figured it was E to eat, but is there, like, specific things I can eat, or can I just eat whatever I want? Oh, I can just eat whatever I want. Okay. Never mind. Oh, another Miragaia. That's probably someone watching this stream, correct? Because what are the odds? Yeah, it looks like they're looking for me. Look at that long neck. Miragaia has a long neck. Or Dacenturus, because there's a chance that Miragaia is simply just Dacenturus. But I love Miragaia because, again, it does have that long neck. It actually has 17 neck vertebrae as opposed to like the 13 that Stegosaurus has. Basically, Miragaia looked at sauropods and said, hey, I want that. And then it got like a long neck. It's really cool. I love it. But again, there is a chance that Miragaia doesn't exist and it's actually just synonymous with Dacenturus. In which case, Dacenturus would be my favorite. Was Stygimoloch a real dinosaur? In the sense that its fossils existed. Stygimoloch is a tricky one. It's like, there's many researchers who do believe it was simply just a growth stage of Pachycephalosaurus. Others think that it might have been another species of Pachycephalosaurus, while some just think it's a distinct genus in general. It really kind of depends on who you ask. Personally, I think that they were a different growth stage. I mean, you know, when you place Dracorex, Stygimoloch, and Pachycephalosaurus in their little growth chart. Everything lines up. You should try Prehistoric Rising. It's a dinosaur fighting game and testing. I'm sure I could. I'm sure I could. I dare you to speak to an orangutan. They can speak. I don't know about speaking per se. Can I eat like this? Oh, no, I don't use my tail? Oh, there we go. I must have grown into using my tail. 2%. We're growing. We're growing, everybody. 2% growth. So far, I've only seen another Miragaya. Again, what are the odds? Would you hug a gorilla? If I had the chance, sure. If, you know, I had the assurance that it wasn't going to act like an animal, like a wild animal, and try to, you know, take me out. What are your thoughts on Jurassic World Rebirth? I know that you already made a video on it, but I just want some other answers from you. I liked it. I had fun with it. I thought it was a fun movie. It's not my favorite of the Jurassic franchise, but it's kind of like middle of the road. You know, it's, yeah, it's just kind of in the middle of the road for me. I heard something. You have been invited to join a group, and fine, I'll join. I don't know how I didn't see that before. How long was that there? Did that just pop up? 15 Osteoraptors versus 1 Mite? Probably 15 Osteoraptors. I don't know. Play Fallen Ashes? I actually did play that one. It didn't really run that well for me. Also, what game is that? And the fight, what team would win? D-Rex versus Miragaya. Hello. So you are definitely watching. And in a fight, what team would win? D-Rex versus T-Rex and the Spinal Game. Well, it'd be definitely outnumbered, so I assume it would be the, you know, T-Rex and Spinosaurus. I'm pretty glad we didn't get a dinosaur fight, honestly. I don't think every single movie in the franchise needs one. Why can't I get out? Okay, there we go. I was about to say, that's 2 games in a row where I can't get out of water. Hello, my friend. We run this way. OMG, you found my comment that never happens? Well, I try. Well, I try to get everybody's comments. T-Rex versus Rancor. Oh, that'd be a fight. That'd be a fight to see. Even how fictional they are. I'm already in a group. I'm sorry. I think I'm going to have to decline. I think. Do you sign for a remake of Disney's Dinosaur produced by Jon Favreau, David Krantz as the director, and Gabriel Ugueto as the art director? Been more accurate to the settings, like Aladar being an dinosaur. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but it's like if we changed, if it were to be accurate to the settings, and we changed like Aladar and the iguanodons to like Edmontosaurus, that would operate under the assumption that we're, of course, in North America. And if we're trying to make everything accurate to their setting, that we'd have to change Carnotaurus. And I feel like Carnotaurus was one of the most iconic things about that film. Like, realistically, they'd probably change it to a T-Rex, but how many times are you going to have, like, T-Rex be the big theropod in your movie? One of the coolest things about Disney's Dinosaurs is that they chose not to have a T-Rex as the leading antagonist of their film, or the big hungry dinosaur. Instead, they chose Carnotaurus, and they just made it bigger. But, yeah, so that'd be the biggest thing. Also, on top of that, if we were to make things a little bit more accurate, the Carnotaurus would be smaller than Aladar. Even if Aladar was an Edmontosaurus, it'd be smaller, and if it was an Iguanodon, it'd be smaller. So that would definitely be a problem. I don't know. I would love to see it, though. Like, with updated information, it would be really cool. It's just, it would be interesting to see what changes they'd make depending on what approach they decide to take, you know? Do you think that the T-Rex skeleton in the museum in the Jurassic World Rebirth is Rexy? Nah, I don't think so. It looks like it's fossilized. If not, it looks like it's casts of fossils. And if Rexy is dead, she wasn't dead nearly long enough to be fossilized. Which I think she is dead. I think that might have been confirmed by some outside sources, but I don't know for sure. It's years in the future. It's pretty likely that she is. especially considering the fact that most, if not all, dinosaurs in the mainland are just dead. Really wish we had another trailer for Primitive War. We should be getting one here pretty soon. We should be. I've been following their social media and all that, and supposedly a new big trailer should be coming here pretty soon because the movie comes out next month, August 21st, on my wedding anniversary. It comes out, and we still have yet to get the full trailer. We've only ever gotten the teaser trailer so far, and the teaser trailer was pretty hype. I was pretty excited about that. We still have yet to see the full trailer, and I would very much like to see a full trailer because I am pretty excited for this film. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Ah! Watch out. Watch out, King. Hold on, brother. No. Oh, you lived. Hold on. I'm coming. Okay. Would a Disney dinosaur remake work for a live action remake? It definitely wouldn't be live action unless they used some animatronics here and there. It would be like the Lion King remake where it's just all CGI. It wouldn't be like a specific live action. It'd be like the original Disney's dinosaur, really. I don't know if I'd want a full-on remake or a sequel. Could we even have a sequel? Would there even be any money in the sequel because that movie didn't perform well? I don't know. A remake would be pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. Like again, like as we have all mentioned, like a remake with updated designs, maybe an updated setting, vaguely same story and whatnot. It'd be kind of cool, and I wouldn't mind seeing it. I don't know if there's like any other players in this game. Is this game played a lot? I wanted to play as Miragaya a little bit. 6% growth. What was that red text? Malnourished, growth and health regeneration decreased 7%, but I'm not even hungry. That's Bologna. It's a bunch of Bologna. Yo, friend, me, we'll teach you how to play Fallen Ashes. Okay. I'll try to. If we have time, we're over an hour right now, and I'm planning for maybe I don't know how long we're able to go, but for this stream, but I'm trying to go as long as I can. Gonna go and watch Superman today. I'm really hyped for that. I'm like really excited for like watching the non-Jurassic World movies because I feel like I was always planning on making content around Jurassic World Rebirth, because I'm excited to talk about that stuff, but I was really nervous on how I felt about it because I have way more fun making stuff, like making videos on things that I liked more so than things I disliked. Fortunately, I did mostly like Rebirth. I thought it was really good. Oh, Tristan, thank you for the super. I appreciate that. Is it bad that the longest time I thought the lemurs in Dinosaurs was a real prehistoric animal? Hey, you and me both. Growing up, I did think that they were an actual prehistoric animal. Obviously, they weren't, but that is... I do understand where you're coming from with that one. Especially when these big studios make movies that are geared towards children, a lot of times you're going to take things as fact. But yeah, there was not really any lemurs that lived during the Mesozoic. Notice how on the release date, it's exactly 2 months to Jurassic World Evolution 3. Whoa! Whoa. Did you see that, Arth? Hello. You're probably watching the stream or something, huh? Probably not. I don't know. I'm out of here. Oh, no. Will they make a Distortus Rex Lego set? Well, they haven't, have they? Imagine if they did and it was just like the Rancor Big Fig. Yes, you did see that. What are the chances of oviparous reproduction in some dinosaurs? Oh, that stuff's always tricky. As far as we know, they're like what you see with their reproduction is pretty much the same across the board in terms of the way that they lay eggs and everything. Is that a Utah raptor? Looks like a Utah raptor. I Thagomizer you. I Thagomizer you. Thagomizer. Oh, extinct. What if Spinosaurus was more up to date with what we think now? Yeah, I mean, right now there's not a lot of room for Spinosaurus to realistically change. They were right. I did die. I said I was gonna die. What large dinosaurs are there? Nothing. It looks like I have nothing available in terms of large dinosaurs. Okay, so we'll stick to like the medium. Ooh, Concavinator. Okay, how do I get this out of the way? How do I hide this? Report abuse. That's not what I want to do. How do I hide this? It's in the way. It's in the way of my selections. I want to select Stratosaurus or Maiasaura. I guess we're stuck with click chat. I don't know what you mean by that. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. Okay, we'll try as Ceratosaurus. I like Ceratosaurus. Ooh. Let's do striped. Oh, that's Game Pass. Never mind. I don't have Game Pass. Okay, so I guess we'll just go with the regular. Whoops, I didn't select it. Confirm. Oops. Didn't need to bring that up. There we go. I'm gonna play as a Ceratosaurus. Sweet. Little Ceratosaurus. Favorite dog breeds and favorite cat breeds? So I'll just say my dogs. I have a German Shepherd Blue Heeler mix, so I really like German Shepherds and Blue Heelers. I also have a full-bred Chihuahua. I really like Chihuahuas. And in terms of cats, my cat is a Blue Calico, so I really like Blue Calicos. Uh-oh. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to find food, I just remembered. Or I just realized. Ruh-roh, Raggy. It was a lot easier as an herbivore. Am I fine with inaccurate dinosaurs in media? And if yes, by how much? A lot of my philosophy is that if I can tell what it's supposed to be, I don't mind it as much. But I'm pretty mixed overall. It also depends on what the project is. Like, hold on. There's something I can eat up there. But yeah, it depends on what the project is. Documentaries, of course, I hold at a higher standard than something that's supposed to be fictional. But at the same time, if I just dislike a design, then I simply just dislike a design, you know, like 65. I think a lot of those designs I don't like them. I don't think they're that good at designs. And it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with accuracy. It has to do with how I view those designs, you know, as designs. There's a little ceratopsian over here. Oh, Tristan, so what's the genuine difference between mutants and hybrids in the Jurassic series? I thought D-Rex was a hybrid because he's very different from mutants. So, like, the Mutodons, for example, those are hybrids. But, like, hybrids are basically just, like, a mixture of two different, or like, a few different animals that gave them outwardly different traits. The mutants, as far as I can tell, is something that they were trying to make something, but then they mutated it, and it just looks completely different. As far as I can tell, that's, like, the biggest difference. And I lost the little baby ceratopsian. I don't know what happened to it. Oh. Is that a Diabloceratops? Its frill ornamentation looks like a Diabloceratops. Come here. I'm hungry. Concavinator. Ow. I'll fight you both. I'm stuck. Ow. Well, you ate it all, so now I'm gonna have to kill you and take it from you. Dun-dun. Dun-dun. Oh! This is kind of fun, though. I kind of like it. So, yeah, it's pretty obvious that predatory animals are a little bit more difficult than What are the small dinosaurs that I could play? Let me see. Ooh, way more. A Kilobator. Dilophosaurus. I don't call those small. Let's play as Dilophosaurus, though. Colors kind of remind me of the Jurassic Park novel. Playing as Miragaia in this game is torture. Is it really? I don't think I played enough yet to confirm or deny, but yeah. What did you think of the Spino from Walking with Dinosaurs? Oh, the design was perfect. Some elements about it, certainly, like, you can definitely tell. What did I do? You can definitely tell, like, a lot of the elements about it. You know, you could tell, there was a specific paleontologist who was, like, the consultant for that episode, and that was, of course, Nizar Ibrahim. But overall, I thought it was I thought it was a great portrayal. Tristan, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I've been working on a Jurassic World fan novel set in Alaska during the winter. You and multiple other complaints about abandoning Dominion's plot inspired it. That's awesome, dude. And yeah, that was one of the things I was excited about the Jurassic franchise nowadays is that, yeah, we were going to have dinosaurs everywhere, and it was going to introduce some interesting aspects to the franchise. But they kind of dropped it in Rebirth, which is a bit unfortunate. But yeah, you're gonna have to, like, I don't know. Hopefully I can see when that comes out, because I'd like to read that. That'd be awesome. My favorite Walking with Dinosaurs was the Big Al special. Oh, that one's good. That one's good. It was always fun to follow those kind of stories. I don't know how I brought those things. I don't know how I brought that stuff up. Would you play Fossil Fuel? It's a game with dinosaur-human hybrids. Ooh, maybe. Never heard of that one. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. You need to die. Come here. Oh, where'd it go? It just bolted. I lost it. Am I camouflaged? I look camouflaged. What happened to my colors? Did I press something? I was trying to press buttons to try to get rid of all that text on the side of my screen. Oops. Okay, let's crouch, of course. I don't know. Looks like I'm camouflaged. Very interesting. Oh, hello. Zipped right past you. What is better, Dinosaur Revolution or Walking with Dinosaurs? Oh, Walking with Dinosaurs. Dinosaur Revolution has a huge level of anthropomorphization to it. Ow! Where'd it go? Oh, man. Death. Death is constant. What's my favorite ceratopsid? My favorite ceratopsid is Pachyrhinosaurus. I love that son of a gun. Still don't know how I brought that up. Very weird. Very weird indeed. Okay, we'll try one more creature. We'll see how it goes with that. Let's do Maiasaura. I love Maiasaura. What? Selected, right? How do I? Am I missing something? What? Oh, Achilosaurus. That's cool. Siamotyrannus. Selected. Okay, well, oh, it's covered by the thing. Great. Okay, let's do it. Let's do this with zebra striping. Whoa! That was horrifying. Am I thinking about making a video on the dinosaurs of Jurassic World Rebirth? Yeah, I mean I've done a couple of them already, so it might be a little bit redundant for me to try to do it again. Um, but we'll see. We'll see. Because I already oh, there we go. I already made a few of them in the past, like when the first trailers were coming out. So I don't know if I'd really need to do it again without, like, again, getting redundant with it. Christian, you are killing it, my guy. You'll love my fan novel. I just sent into Gen Chat the Pachyrhinosaurus artwork I'm getting made. This is the supers from me. Well, I appreciate it, dude. No, I'm really excited for that. You have to let me know when it happens, because I'll definitely read that. What do you think is the most accurate design in the Jurassic movies? Ooh. Carnotaurus is pretty close. And that's because I feel like they didn't change much about Carnotaurus, because Carnotaurus already has the sort of look they were probably looking for. Yeah, we'll say Carnotaurus. Will I play Dinosaur World Mobile on Roblox? Maybe, if we have time. Hello, my friend. How are you doing today? I'm doing a Q&A video to hit 200. You want to ask me a question on my latest post? I could look into it. What's the most interesting dinosaur, and what's your opinion on the juveniles in Jurassic World Evolution 3? Oh, I'm excited for that. I'm glad that they're finally doing it. My only hope is that there's going to be like some ontogeny. Like at least we see some growth. But I'm not too sure if that's the case, because we haven't seen too much in terms of that. I'm taking a lot of inspiration from the OG Jurassic Park novel. That's a good place to take inspiration. That's a great dinosaur novel right there. So yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome, dude. I'm coming. I'll help you. Oh. Okay, so we'll try one of the new. How dare you? We'll try one of the new the other games that people were telling me about. So what was it? Prehistoric World Mobile? Is that what it was? I think that's what it was. Oh, Dinosaur World Mobile. At least they know what I was talking about. Okay. Some pretty interesting designs. They look pretty good, I think. Okay, so what we got here? Electrosaurus. Oh. Glyphornax. Okay. Albertosaurus, which I was just talking about Albertosaurus. Just made a video about it tonight. Of course, I don't know if I'm going to play as all of these guys, but that's Gaspladosaurus and then G-Chain Tyrannus. Oh, I like the colors on that one. Okay. Eucarcharia. Ooh, Eustreptospondylus. I like Eustreptospondylus. I like Megalosaurids in general. I think they're very cool animals. Carcharodontosaurus, that looks pretty good. And you'll see in the Pachyrhinosaurus artwork, they have a coat of protofeathers, and the reasoning behind that is similar to how they could change sexes and rapidly adapt to the cold by feathers. Sick, dude. Will your daughter ever be in your live streams one day? Ooh, I'm not too sure. I mostly like trying to keep my daughter away from like the social stuff. I just let her enjoy her childhood, you know, without the prying eyes of mostly these companies. But yeah, Suchomimus looks good. Hey, I'm making a park in Jurassic World Evolution 2 And right now I'm making a spino enclosure. Sick, dude. How's my family doing? My family's doing great. Oh, the Velociraptor looks good. We got it here. What does the Triceratops look like? Oh, that's an interesting design. Coloration mostly. Pachyrhinosaurus. Can I play as the Pachyrhinosaurus? You must research the previous creature to unlock this one. Okay, I understand what's going on here. So what? Can I play as Electrosaurus? Yeah. Already researched. Right. I was just kind of like looking at... Okay. Random spawn. Okay. Which Jurassic film had the best dinosaur designs? Ooh, so Dominion's kind of up there, but I liked the way that the first Jurassic Park... Okay. I like the first one. I like the way that they did the designs in that movie, especially considering the fact that they were decently accurate for the time. I like the fact that they put that into the, like, they actually put that effort into the actual dinosaur designs, which is obviously something that doesn't happen too frequently nowadays. Ow. Sat there and watched, like, are you friendly? I'll fight you back. Oh, la 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 la. Oh, you're not there. Where'd you go? La 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 la. Nope. Looked at the chat. Oh, I'm running. That's a cool Rex design. And I'm out of stamina. There's monsters in these woods. If you made a dinosaur documentary, what would you make the dinosaurs slash animal? Would I make them animals, anthropomorphic, or monsters? Oh, animals. Especially for a documentary. You need to go for as realistic as possible. That's not to say that sometimes weird things doesn't happen in nature. You know, you can sometimes show those, but sometimes they really lean too much into being anthropomorphic, you know. La 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 la. La 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 la, you can't catch me. I'm too swift for you. T-Rex that can only run about like 13 miles per hour. Water. Oh. A pterosaur, probably trying to get me. Don't get me, please. What is that? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It feels like there's death everywhere. The Rex is still after Dilophosaurus. Don't do it. Don't do it, Dilophosaurus. This T-Rex, or I think it's a T-Rex. Actually, might be that Jutang Tyrannus. Yeah, that's what I didn't like about the new walk. I think I got bit. That's what I like about the new Walking with Dinosaurs. What I didn't like about the new Walking with Dinosaurs is they anthropomorphized the animals too much. A lot of it was done in a sort of realistic way, but I do agree there were some instances where it was a bit too much. What's my favorite pterosaur ever? Either Hatzegopteryx or a Neurognathus. Those are both very fascinating pterosaurs. Oh, this person just does not give up, do they? Ah! I run now! As long as I could just get a little bit of stamina up, when it gets close enough, I just run. I just run. I don't know what this pterosaur's doing. Oh, you were the Dilophosaurus? Okay, well, I was in a flight or fight sort of way. I'm being stalked by a giant tyrannosaur. There's Asdark, it's chasing me. I can't tell if they're chasing me or trying to help me. What time are we at? Okay. My favorite pterosaur is Quetzalcoatlus, one of, if not the biggest pterosaurs. Yeah, it's a very cool one. Asdarchids in general are really fascinating animals, especially the larger ones. Drawing an Allosaurus right now. I will post it on community post. I will tag you so you can rate it. Okay, sounds good. Stop running. I'm the Rex. I'm friendly. I've heard that before. Oh, hello. You're back. Have you played Ark? And if you haven't, would you? I have played Ark in the past. It's hard for me to get into it. You know, it's not really. It's not quite my type of game. Please stop running. I'm friendly. What are your thoughts on Colossal's de-extinction program? Oh, I have a lot of thoughts about that. I don't like how they handle a lot of it. It's always like a big publicity stunt. The dire wolves, that was all a big publicity stunt. They didn't actually make dire wolves. Everybody's talked about this to death. I myself, I've talked about it to death. It was simply just gray wolves with modified traits. That's all it was. It wasn't actually dire wolves, and it's fine for conservation to do things like this, I suppose. Like, it might potentially help if they applied it to the right areas. But sometimes they just pull stunts like this that just, you can very much tell that they're just trying to do that to try to get, like, to please investors or to get more people to invest, you know? I mean, already they did a little bit of a collaboration with Jurassic World when Rebirth was releasing, so I guess what they were doing is working. I don't know. Kind of bums me out. I know you've switched games, but thanks for covering Prior Extinction, as I think it's really underrated. Oh yeah, I like it. I think that the designs in that game are fantastic. Have I ever played Fallen Ashes? Yes, I played a little bit of it. I was gonna make a video on it, but it was kind of like really, like, it was buggy for me anyway when I was playing it, so the video never happened. Have I seen Jurassic World Rebirth? Yes, I have, and you saw it yesterday, and you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it too. I'm decently mixed, but overall, I thought it was great fun. What's my opinion on Agathamus? Ooh, Agathamus does not exist anymore. Whoa, what just happened? Huh, that was weird. That's really weird. I don't know what's happening here, but okay. I'm gonna go ahead and go to main menu with that. I'm gonna read chat for a little bit. Oh, I died. Okay, I wasn't paying attention. Wonder what I died from. Hey Dino Guy, I have a question. Could different types of dinosaurs possibly have teamed up? For example, an herbivore dinosaur can team up with a different species of herbivore dinosaurs. With the millions of years the dinosaurs existed, I'm sure it happened sometimes. It obviously wouldn't have been a common occurrence, but I'm sure it would have happened from time to time, given the idea. Oh, the Rex killed me. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. I called it. I called it. I'm blanking on one of the dudes you record with on Paleocast, but Nanooksaurus will be in my novel alongside a pair of Utyrannus. Oh, you're talking about Lakota. I'll have to tell him. Yeah, look, that is his favorite dinosaur. That's Lakota's favorite dinosaur, so I'm sure he would absolutely love that. Why is my fan off? It's freaking 100 degrees outside, and my fan is off. Ugh, no wonder I'm dying. What's my favorite theropod? That would be Spinosaurus. Okay, so Prehistoria. Prehistory. So a lot of people certainly make dinosaur survival games on this, don't they? I suppose it's like the perfect place for them to do that. That's pretty cool. Looks like it might be a stylized game. Graphic setup, I guess high. I don't know. Rinchinia. Ooh, Tarbosaurus. How do I go back? I wanted to look at more animals. Oh, it's updates. Okay. Play. Carnivores? Utahraptor and Megalosaurus. Okay, that's an interesting Megalosaurus design. Huh. I guess I could see it in the skull shape. me check out the herbivores, Tenontosaurus and Macharoceratops. I don't know if I've ever heard of Macharoceratops. It looks like a Diabloceratops. I'd assume it's related. And okay, so we'll go Utah Raptor. My wife's favorite drill. Oh, customization. I kind of like the way that it looks right now. We'll keep it like that, honestly. Have I ever played Paraworld? I don't think I have played Paraworld. Well, this is a nice little stylized game. Seems a little bit comfortable. Woo! Whoa! Okay, right into the water. That might have saved me, or I don't know, or maybe I just don't die from that height. I do jump high, so whoa. Okay, let's see here. Is there a way for me to... Let's chat. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Let's see if we can find anyone. What do I think of the Gaming Beaver? Oh, I like the Gaming Beaver stuff. I think it's always a lot of fun to watch. Just a fun time, you know? Oh, look, there's a dinosaur up there. What is that? Oh. Bloop. I'm not really hungry, am I? I am a little bit hungry. I don't know if realistically I need to hunt something. I'll let you live. Jeez. I'll let you live for now. Find something else. Oh, another Utah Raptor. Cool. Boing. That's a Campto. Oh, sweet. Camptosaurus is in the game. That's cool. Thoughts on Swerve's Jurassic content? I don't really watch Swerve too much. I used to all the time, but eventually I don't watch too many like Jurassic news or like Jurassic content creators anymore. And that's mostly because I basically do it, you know, in my own right. So it's like I'm constantly like looking for sources to like talk about specific things about the Jurassic franchise, and I don't really have a lot of reason to go to like those update channels anymore. Although I do still like watch Best in Slot and Gaming Beaver and all that. I just don't really talk. I don't really watch their news content. Ow! I think you attacked me. We are one and the same. Same heart, same blood. Your training is in your blood. My blood's boiling for a fight. Extra points if you can guess what I just quoted there. Okay, that's dumb. Stand there and get killed. Num. Come here. Whoa. Think we're winning. Think we're winning. It's hurting. I'm also hurting. We might die at the same time, roughly. Ah. Come here. Oh, what? I thought I was doing good. Clones, yeah. Yeah, that would be from the Clone Wars. That's exactly what I was quoting right there. Create. Extra points for you. Actually, what creatures? Oh, Allosaurus, Carnotaurus, Baryonyx, Tarbosaurus, Austroraptor, and Deinonychus. Okay, we'll play as the Utah. Well, actually, let's change it up real quick. We'll play as the Megalosaurus. And let's spawn in. Did dinosaurs have... Oh, I don't know if I want to... I don't even know what you said right there. Just to be on the safe side, I'm not going to repeat it. I don't think the... It looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. I like it. What animals did early humans in Europe encounter? I only know cave lion, wolves, and mammoths. Oh well, you got some of the big three right there. In Europe, there were hyenas, as you said. There were like some panthera, which the lions. Uh, Megaloceros is another one, like some giant species of deer, and depending on where they are, maybe some larger species of sloth. All kinds of like early Cenozoic creatures. Did I cry when 99 died in Clone Wars? Yes, I did. Well, I don't know if I cried per se, but that was very sad. That whole arc, the whole Camino arc, that was fantastic arc when I was younger. 99 was a sad death. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. There's a lot of sad deaths in the Clone Wars. Clone Wars, it's like, it's a kid's show and everything, and that's how it's like initially presented as, but then you get into it and it's like, yep, lots of people die. Do you think that Godzilla can survive the TLBT, or the Land Before Time universe? Probably. I think so. 99 almost made me cry, and it should have made you cry. There's a lot of Camptosaurs. I know you've said you wanted to explore post-Dominion with dinosaurs across the globe, but what would you specifically want to see? I've been asking people these questions to see what they want. Personally, as someone who grew up in Colorado, I went camping a lot. I loved Battle at Big Rock because it kind of captured a little bit of this, but I'd like just a story where it's like park rangers are having to deal with dinosaurs or something like that. Just like a relatively small scale movie where you just deal with a few species of dinosaurs and you're in the Rocky Mountains. I think that would be awesome. And I wish that they took a little bit more advantage of that. Utah Raptor, you die. I don't know if you're the same one, but you're gonna die. I'm not crossing that bridge. You live for now. Okay. I felt so bad 99 died. He was a good comrade and he did everything to help Cody and Rex. Yeah, I agree. I agree. What's my username? I have no idea what my username is. Not really accepting friend requests though. I will be honest. I've been considering writing a short side story with Allosaurus in Wyoming as a certain homage to a certain Allo. That would be got a big Al over there. That's a good idea, honestly. What's your favorite Jurassic Park / World movie? That would have to be the first ever Jurassic Park. And let me check the time. Okay, looks like we are kind of going over time right now for today's stream, so we're gonna go ahead and end it here. I'll find someone to fight. Hey, kill me. Kill me. Kill me. You're not gonna. Okay, thank you. Don't end stream. I'm sorry, I have to. You have to be the one who take me out, though. You have to do it. But yeah, I'm gonna have to end the stream right here because I do have things I have to take care of. So yeah, thank you everybody for stopping by. It was really good to talk with everyone. It's always a lot of fun. I hope to see you guys next Thursday. Again, full on heads up. I am trying to do these streams on Thursdays. I don't have a specific time yet, but that's currently what we're trying to do. So I hope to see you guys next Thursday. And yeah, we'll talk to you then. Everybody have an awesome one.